Hey everybody! One of the questions I'm asked most often is how much did it cost to change my van into a camper van? In this video, I'll go over all of the parts one by one and let you know how much they cost. Before I get started, comment in the bottom how much you think it will cost and we can see how much your guess compares to the final value. Now click that subscribe button and let's check out this van. Last night I slept out here on this bed. But before I could build all of this and put it in there, we had to take everything out, strip down the car. So first we ripped everything out and we painted it, and it cost about 800 NT in just cleaning and paint, and plus spent another 5,000 NT on the anti-vibration insulation, anti-noise, anti-vibration, and about another 2,000 NT on heat and sound insulation. So total for just cleaning it out so we can start is 7,200 NT. And for those viewers back home, I'll also list the price here in US dollars. So one of the places that I sort of splurged on the car is that instead of using plywood or synthetic wood, I used these pine boards. Solid wood like this doesn't off-gas as much as plywood or OSB, which is the main reason I use it in the car because it's a small space and I will be sleeping in here. In total, I used 8 sheets of wood to make this car, and that cost 21,500 NT. The supports to make this table were only 200 NT. We used some of the leftover wood to make a table which pulls out from the side of the car, and including the legs for that, which were 500 NT, that brings the total cost of all of the wood and supports to 22,200 NT. This fan here costs 7,000 NT, plus about another 1,000 NT for the silicone and different things that we needed to attach this here, along with a 8-way relay. I spent 2,200 NT on these mattresses, and also another 1,500 NT on the curtains that go around the car, and 700 NT for the runners that go around it. In addition to that, I also put a backdrop and shade right here. Bevis, where are you? Yeah. This is from a photo I took in Hayoshi Hot Spring in Pingdong, and to print this and put it onto the auto roller, whatever you call that, it costs another 2,200 NT. So if you add all of this up, including the wood and the bed and the curtains and the mattress and all of the little knickknacks and screws that we needed, the total interior cost comes to 36,000 NT. That wood was also used to make the front and the drink holders, which doesn't have any additional cost, but it did add some labor. This screen here attaches to a DVR system, which has 5 cameras positioned around the car, 2 on the sides, 2 in the back, and 1 in the front under the car. This allows for additional visibility when we're driving, and it also can keep a record that I can use for vlogging, especially when the weather is not good or going off-road like in this video here. Originally, I used a bus DVR system, which I got from China, which on paper looked really good because it had 4G built in and all of the systems built in. But when I got it, I realized that I wasn't able to use it because in order to get the videos, it all had to go through a server in China, which I didn't want to do. So that cost 8,000 NT, but I had to scrap it all. Fortunately, the cameras that came with it, I was still able to use. Each camera around the car costs 800 NT, plus all of the cables and attachments I needed for it. So in total, I spent 5,200 NT on cameras. I got a new DVR, the HK Vision DVR system here in Taiwan, which is just a home DVR, which cost 5,500 NT. And we opened up and realized that it was mostly just air inside. So I took the DVR and we just literally cut it in half and we put it back together to make a DVR mini. That sits in the back there, along with the voltage regulator, along with this screen, which was 1,500 NT, various electronics parts that we needed. It brings the total cost of all of the camera systems to 26,380 NT. Of course, 8,000 NT of that was waste. So behind here, I have all of my electrical equipment, including the batteries, the wiring for the cameras, and all of the lights and electrical systems throughout the car, and also the Wi-Fi. Back there's a 17-meter extension cord, which is on an auto spooler, which very easily allows me to get power anywhere I need when I'm out filming. So I spent 22,000 NT on the batteries, plus another 4,000 NT on all of the cables that run through the entire car, including the charging cables, the heavy-duty charging cables that go from the alternator to these batteries. Additionally, those run through a VSR, which costs another 2,000 NT. All of these power plugs, USB cables, the switches up in the front, all of these together cost another 6,000 NT. The power cable in the back costs another 2,500. Here we also have the solar controller along with the voltage regulators for different electronics in the car. So in total, for all of the electrical equipment, the batteries, the plugs, the wires, the solar charger, everything came to 45,826 NT, which doesn't include the solar panel, which my friend gave me for free. Thanks a lot, Chen. Lights, let's talk about lights. So on the outside here, I have two 30-watt single LED lights. These are very, very bright. I use them for filming. Inside, I have two 15-watt LEDs, plus a 7-watt LED in the front, and an additional two 15 in the back. Those lights are actually very cheap. They only cost about 180 NT each, and these ones out here were about 650 each. I have a 125-watt LED light bar in the front, which is more expensive. It costs 2,500 NT. Here's the 125-watt LED. I also changed out these two lights. And just for fun, I spent 1,500 NT on a sound-activated, colorful LED light strip that goes on inside the car that I can use the app on my phone to change the colors, to have it solid or a rainbow or whatever you like. Not necessary, but I really enjoy it. It makes me happy, so I guess you could say it's necessary. So including all of the lights and the brackets to mount them on, the cables, and also because the LED light bar in there is 5 volts, so I needed a voltage converter, the total cost was 8,900 NT for lights. These here are locking drawer slides. You pull up here to pull them out, and then when you close it, it locks at a halfway point, and it can also be pulled out to 1 meter. They are made of stainless steel, can hold 120 kg, and they cost about 2,200 NT each for the 1 meters ones. In total, for 4 1-meter drawer slides and a 65-centimeter drawer slide, I spent 11,000 NT. Behind here is a 42-liter stainless steel tank, and I can add water to it through here. The tank cost me 8,000 NT with all of the attachments that you need, plus another 500 NT for this. There is a 12-volt pump in here that costs 1,500 NT, and all of that goes to faucets here, and also a hose that goes up to the top, and as a shower that comes out here. In addition to that, there's also a much smaller pump, which costs 400 NT, and that goes to the kitchen in the side, where there's also a water level meter, which costs 700 NT, for a total water cost of all of the faucets, the pump, the tank, and everything of 17,200 NT. Here I have my cook stove. This came as a single unit with a stove, a sink, and a drawer, and the total cost for this was 16,000 NT. In the back, I have a refrigerator, which I'll also count as part of the kitchen, which was 8,500 NT. And I also have a 12-volt oven, which I got from Australia, and due to high import costs, that cost 8,000 NT. So the oven, including the import taxes on it, this kitchen unit, the refrigerator, and a datong dienguo, the total cost for all of my kitchen and cooking came to 34,500 NT. On the roof of the car here, I have a 3-meter awning. The awning was 22,000 NT, but I also needed a set of runners here, which were 6,000 NT, making this 28,000 NT. The solar panel hooks up to these two brackets with the runners, and another two here. On the other side, the awning just runs the entire length, gives it a lot of extra support. Plus a roof rack, which I bought used for 3,000 NT, which also needed another set of runners, bringing the total cost of everything on the roof to 35,000 NT, which again, doesn't include the solar panel. This basket here gave me the most trouble, and it's also where most of the waste is in the car. Originally, I built this for 12,000 NT. It did not work. I spent another 7,000 NT trying to fix it. It still did not work. I spent 3,000 NT buying these power hinges for the United States, and finally another 8,000 NT to get it to its current configuration, which works beautifully. So in total, I spent 35,000 NT on this basket here. You could have done it for a bit cheaper. I'm happy to share my design with anybody if they want to. Here, I'll show you how it works. This is a quick release hinge. It's then attached by just a simple screw to keep it in place. And voila, it slides open, and it hardly took any time at all. On the side here is a screw. If we remove that, it frees up the hinge there. And now it'll rotate in any direction we want it to. This allows me to put it in better orientations, like here, and makes it easier to open the back door in a small space if there's traffic or a car parked behind me. So overall, I'm very pleased with how this project came out. A huge thanks to Bevis, who spent a lot of time building this with me, and I'll put a link to his shop down at the bottom. If you have any questions or you're interested in doing camper van, be sure to send him a message. In addition to what I've said here, there's also some additional tools that we need to buy to get it done. We spent another 16,000 on that, and I also spent another 60,000 on labor, bringing the total cost of all of the knickknacks, the wood, the kitchen, the water, the cameras, the lights, the power, everything to 281,900 NT. For me, this is an expensive project, one of the most expensive things I've ever bought, but I have spent a lot of nights sleeping in it and a lot of times out camping. So for me, this is worth it, and I'm very happy about it. I hope to be using it for many years to come. What do you think? Was this a good deal or a giant waste of money? Let me know your opinions in the comments. I'm gonna go camping.